Hey y'all, good morning, good morning. I am still working on the dark book, but let's light a candle. Okay, so I light a candle in my room for various reasons. This candle is courtesy of the Lunar Mandala. Tammy Van Antwerp, she has a channel, and her husband makes these, and these are the richest scented, pardon me, candles I've ever used. I love them. On Etsy, the Lunar Mandala. I inhaled all that smoke, yuck. I got something in the mail, I can't remember if I ordered. It's from Megan's Beaded Design in Spokane, Washington. I do not remember ordering something, but let's look. Oh, okay. I remember ordering this. This is my dragon eye. I went on Amazon, and you can buy like 100 of them for, I don't know, $20 or something. I don't need 100 dragon eyes, but you can buy one for like $2. I don't remember what it was. She didn't send a receipt. It wasn't very much. Anyway, this one was beautiful, so I think that's what I'll use. I did like the green, and I may order the green just to see if I prefer that. So, if you're looking to do a dragon book, which I am, you can go to Megan's Beaded Designs. She's on Amazon or her shop. Sorry, my brain skipped a beat there. This is from Cindy N. She just goes by N, like Nancy. Cindy N. She is in New York, and she's the one that won the clicker from the last giveaway. How do you like your clicker? Oh, look at this card. Ooh, look at this card. I'm guessing she did not make this. You really can't tell anymore, but I'm thinking this is a print. She's just thanking me for the giveaway winning. And the lighter is really cool. Hugs and blessings. Cool. You're very welcome. Thanks for playing along. Thank you for playing along. That was a fun giveaway. Okay, y'all. Drum roll. You ready to see it? You ready? You sure you're ready? I love this freaking thing. Look. There she is. This is the topper, the top of the dark journal. Now, I don't know if it's done because when I was downstairs watching TV with my husband last night, I was thinking of other things I could do. But let me go through the steps, okay? So this is what I did. I couldn't do it on camera because I was loading another video, which, by the way, has not loaded yet. It's been 20 hours and it hasn't appeared. I don't know. If anybody knows who you can call on YouTube, I don't know what's wrong. Okay. So I I made a front and back, right? And then this is just Amazon packaging. That's all this is. And I distressed it with vintage photo, and I put a book page on it. And yesterday I rubbed some green and purple inks on it. I sprayed it. I just grunged it up, okay? Then I took the papers that I got from, is it LTD? Let me see. Let me grab these papers. Don't worry, Bess, you're okay. It's all right, buddy. You stay. I think it's LTD papers. We'll see here. Where are you? Yeah, LTD collection. No bark, buddy. So I got these on Amazon, and love the artwork, but just know it has a glossy finish. It's not a high gloss, it's more of a matte, but leave it, Gus, leave it. It's hard to work with. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it in the journal or not. We'll see. I might, the way I'm going to bind it is connect the signatures together, so I may be able to use it there. That's what I'm thinking so far. But anyway, this is the collection that I got this eye out of. And I could have put this in there, but I'm going to use that in a dragon journal. So what I did was I took this, and then I have some packaging paper, just your regular, do I have any here? Don't believe I do. I think I've used up all that I've torn, but it's on a roll. The stuff that I got is really thin, and it's made for a children's playroom. It's play paper, it's art paper, craft paper. It's not the stuff you get at Home Depot. I have that stuff too, and that's not what this is. So I sprayed it, I grunged it up, and then I scrunched it, and I just squeezed it into a half circle like this. I tore it so that I could manipulate it. Okay. Then, before I put it down, I squeezed glue generously so that it was gooey all the way this way and that way. So when I got it on here, I could really play with it. So I pushed it down, and when it was dry enough, because it was pretty wet, then I took my homemade stain glue, and I have a video on that, and I'll put the link in this video if anybody wants to see it, but I'm sure you know how to make stain glue. It's all over YouTube. And I love this because I put a little bit of lavender in there and just a hint of patchouli. So this actually has a tiny bit of a hint to it. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so I put that down. Then I had this eye. And I used my protractor. Is it a protractor that does a circle? Angela, what is it called? You put the pin, the point in, and you go around. So I used that, made a perfect circle. I didn't care for how shiny it was. So again, I used a little bit of this, but before I did that, wait a minute, back up. I used my gel pen markers. And I highlighted the white in the eye. I had intentions of doing the black, but as I got going, I realized, no, I just want the white. So I didn't do everywhere. I just did enough to make it come out dimensional a little bit. Then when it was dry, I put stickles around it. Then I painted it with this when it was dry, okay? That took the sheen out enough for me. I can't sand it because this is actually just a print. Doesn't go all the way through. I didn't take my scissor to the edge of the eye, but I did take some vintage photo and distress around the edge, okay? Then I got a piece of cardboard and I took the top off of the cardboard in places. And then I took my Vintage Photo ink spray and I sprayed it heavy, really heavy. It was wet. Then I took my antiquing paste and just did the edges of the cardboard. Then I got some book page and I put this down because I wanted it to bleed through. I gooped it up pretty good and I pushed the book page down inside the grooves that were open. Not all of them are open. And then when that was sort of dry, I put, this is not cheesecloth, it's actually bandage gauze because when I went through my medicine cabinet under the sink in the bathroom, I had just grundles of medicine gauze open out of the package, and I put it in a Ziploc bag. But when I was doing this, I was thinking, you know, it's not sterile. Would I use it for an open wound? I don't think so. So I went down and stole it out of my first aid kit and coffee dyed it. I had some leftover coffee in the pot. I just poured it in there. I used my dryer, dried it up, and then I colored it. I just took my inks and I wound the gauze in a ball and rubbed it in the ink, opened it up, squeezed it again, rubbed it in the ink until I got all the colors I wanted. Purple, 2 greens, and Vintage Photo. So then I laid it gently. It was kind of fluffy because I wasn't sure if that's the way I wanted it. So I laid it there. Then there was a problem with the eye. I just could not figure out what I wanted to do with it. Every time I laid it on my cardboard, it just looked like a piece of paper on cardboard. I struggled with it. I thought about putting it here. I thought about tearing all the edges. It was tough. What I should have done, and I'd recommend, is make a copy. Copy it and play with the copy before you make the decision. Still, there are things that I would change, but what I wanted was to push it back into the scenery a little bit, so it was peeking out. But I don't want this to be a forest journal, so because I got some die cuts out and it definitely helped, but it started looking more like a forest journal. I don't want that. I'm going to do a forest journal and I don't want this to be it. This is more a book of knowledge, right? So I did take my die cut and lay it down underneath the gauze. Then I put the eye down and then I started tearing bits of book page that, like this says Little Wings, this says Eudora, this says Trees, this says Simple, this says Nothing, Those Who Loved, and this one, oh, and I Kissed His Smiling. So I just wanted things that were interesting to read, and I laid them around, and then I distressed the edges, and when it was all glued down, I took more of this. I used a lot of this on this project. By the way, this is clear Elmer's glue. That's all I use. My bottles of glue, this, they're all Elmer's. And my books hold together very well, and I've said this a million times. I paid $5 for a gallon of Elmer's. At that time, when I bought this glue 2 years ago, Michael's had a 40% coupon, plus they were having a sale, and they didn't have the restrictions that they do now. So I was able to get a lot of glue. So this is not white glue, it's clear. If you're going to make your own stain, I'd highly recommend it. Unless you're going to do a color, then maybe the white would be better, but it would show up better probably. Okay, so then I got the eye down, and I wanted some glitter, but not real glitter. I don't want this to be a bright journal, but I wanted just a little jewel somewhere. So I had this turquoise paste, and I just can you see? Let me see if I can show you. Can you see where it's just, you really can't even notice it's there? But it's there. And so the bronzing gold and the turquoise I thought was a really nice touch. I may do a little bit more of that down the road, we'll see. The corners are what was around the eye. It's the whole page. I just took, rounded, I think I did that on my other video that hasn't posted yet, but hopefully it'll post by the time you see this. But then I took my Big Bite, punched some holes, and I used these. They're not, I don't think you call them brads. They don't have the tines on the back. They're the ones that are flat. Well, I never know what to do with those. Well, that's what you do with them. There you go. I knew when I was designing this from the very, very beginning that it needed metal. I knew. It just needed some metal. It needed some tooth to it. And I think the metal is like armor, warrior, treasure chest. It just conjures all kinds of thoughts and emotions. This is so sturdy. It's just paper. I just put paper on the back of that one. I used purple and then green. But then I just glued these down is all. That's all I've done. I don't know. I really like the sheen of this metal, so I probably will not go over it with this. And actually the sheen of the paper on the corners it's nice. Now I have this fabric, and probably what I'm going to do, this was it's a bed sheet, so I'm going to rip it up, and I'll probably go around underneath with gauze and this before it goes down. If you want to see the kind of binding I'm going to do, sort of, you can go to Bohemian Crafting. She does a really great job. And Kathy Orlando Creative Crafts, I think it's called. She has a video, her grungy journal, where she does what I'm going to do. And I'll do that in the next video because I think it's going to, well, I'll start it in the next video. I'm going to have some inserts in the book. And I need to decide on the closure. And I want to do metal, but I'm not entirely sure how that's going to roll. But anyway, and the back is going to be something similar, only not three-dimensional. The back is going to be probably out of the Alchemy paper pack. I think it's Prima. Is it Prima? Hello. Where are you at? Stamperia. My apologies, Stamperia. This is going to go great because it has the elements. I used this for my palmistry journal. I love that book. Loved that book. I would totally do, if you're looking for a really interesting book to make. Where is the opening, my dear? The a palmistry journal. There's tons of ephemera on Etsy, digitals. There's this paper pack, which is great. It actually has some palms in it. I think I also used the Time is an Illusion when I made the palmistry journal. And yeah, I did that on my channel. So if you're interested or, you know, want some fresh ideas. Oh, sometimes the paper doesn't smell good. Oh, this definitely does not smell good. Whew. Yeah, I don't know what that odor is, but I smell it every once in a while. It's almost like rancid lard. I'm sure it has something to do with the ink and stuff. It dissipates really fast, but it sure does bother me. Yeah, this has some wonderful pages that I can use for the back. I might do something like that, just all by itself, but then put something like big owls or something in the middle. But it'll be flat, whatever it is. It'll be, oh, that's gorgeous. You know, that might be our back right there. That is gorgeous. Oh, no, I don't want to tear that up. Something like that. Yeah. Ooh, black. I don't incorporate black a lot, and I want to do that, and I keep saying I'm going to do black. I did try to put some black on here. It made no difference at all. So, that is the front of the journal. It's not completely done. I'm still going to put some fabric around the bottom and make it, I don't know, hefty, but that'll be the top, okay? I wanted to show you this envelope. She went from an ugly duckling to a swan, I think. I love how this turned out. Last time you saw this was not glued down or affixed at all. So that's what I did, and I painted it with my stain glue, and I love how that happened. I just took some book page and folded it and put it randomly. Put this, I never know what to do with these things either, so that was perfect. I thought about hanging something there, but you really can't. I don't know how I would do that unless I did a string with a knot, and then that's going to make it hard to get things in and out. And I love this. Love it. Just covered it up on the back. Again, I used this. In my last video, I said that I Mod Podged it. I didn't. I used my this. So this, it reminds me of alligator. It's so cool. So, and I think it turned out really nice. I have to make a card for that. And then I think I'll make a pocket for the side. So I don't know. I don't know for sure. I could just put a belly band. I have this. Would make a great band across it, and you could just put a card in the back too. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I love how that turned out. What else did I do? I made some, did I put them in here? Yeah, I did. I made these thinking they were going to go on the front cover, but there just wasn't, the color was right. I could have gotten away with it. What I did was I laid them, this was in the LTD set, and all I did was back it with dark cardstock and glue it on. I shrunk the image. You couldn't read this, so I took my white gel pen and I just rewrote over it. And I had thought about just sticking these around, and it just looked silly, so. And I thought about leaving these as pockets and tucking them in, and that just seemed like a real pain in the beep. They were falling out and everything. So I'm going to sprinkle them throughout the book, I think, in small pockets, and I think they'll be perfect for something like that. I think they're going to work great. So next is I'm making, what do you call it? It's an insert. I'm going to use a file folder, so it's a file folder insert. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm making. So this will be the front, that'll be the back, but it'll be decorated, and this will have fabric all around it. It's gonna be gorgeous. Gorgeous. Every time I see this, I think of more that I could do. I can put a little clear crystal right there. I could hide some gems. You know, like I have some Swarovski crystals. I don't know. It really doesn't need anything. It's so cool. I just love it. If I saw this book in a store, at least what I have envisioned, we'll see if if it comes out the way I have it envisioned, I would freaking buy it. Yeah, I would love a book like this. Okay, enough about that. And it's all because there's great paper out there, and there's great artists on YouTube that are wonderful mentors, and you know, and all of that. What I'm doing is what I've learned on YouTube, you know, a little bit of imagination, but the techniques and stuff are not new. I've learned them on YouTube just like most people. Okay, that is my video for today. I'm hoping that it will post after the one that I posted yesterday that is still loading. I don't know what's wrong. If anybody knows how I can email YouTube, I've looked and looked. I can't figure it out. They don't have a phone number that I can find. But for the last month, my videos, even cutting them down to 30 and 40 minutes, they take 2 days to load. What am I doing wrong? Okay, that's my share for today. Let's all take care of each other. Bye.